Hello, this is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we making today?
Lima Bean Salad. So this is a very easy recipe, and I learned this recipe from my sister-in-law who's in Italy, Lorena. And when we went to visit her, she made this one afternoon that we had with our lunch. So it's dried lima beans, large lima beans. This is a pound package. Carrots, celery, red onion, salt and pepper, olive oil, and red wine vinegar. So it's pretty easy. We're going to soak our lima beans for, you could soak them for several hours, but you got to soak them for at least an hour in cold water. Okay, so I'm going to put my beans in my pot. And some people might say, like, oh, they don't like lima beans. I had never had this particular salad, but it's actually delicious. It comes very creamy tasting. It almost tastes like it's a potato when it's all done. So now we're going to cover our beans with cold water.
Yeah.
And this process is done so that the beans will soften a little bit and cook a little quicker.
Now, how long would you say to soak your beans for?
I'm going to soak these at least for an hour, but some people soak them all day. Some people put them in at night to soak them and then drain them in the morning. So it doesn't hurt anything. So here we are. These are the beans. As you can see them, they're all kind of shriveled up and they open up. And so what I'm going to do is just to drain this water, put some fresh water in here, and start to boil them. These have been soaking for about 3-4 hours, and as I said, you don't have to do that. An hour is plenty, and some people, as I said, leave them in overnight. Okay, so our beans are on the stove cooking, and I'm going to start to prepare the other ingredients that go in with it. Now, you can chop all of this small by hand, but I have my little handy chopper, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to start to add our vegetables in here, and then I'll cover it over until the beans are done. So if you happen to have one of these little gadgets, they work great. And I have to say, when we had this in Italy, I had never eaten this kind of particular salad before, and it was absolutely delicious. And so when we ended up coming back from Italy, I made it several times for myself.
Right.
And it's like a little meal. So I can just eat it plain for lunch. So this is going to make a little bit of noise. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so you want little pieces of your vegetable.
And now these are similar to a German potato salad. These are not going to be cooking with the beans, right?
No.
So you're going to be eating this raw, but that's all right because it's small enough and it's good.
Our vegetables, this is the celery and carrots. And I'm going to do my onion. And this is a nice medium size onion. So, it depends on how much you want in it. So I'm going to start off with half of the onion and then I'll see if it looks like it'll be enough. See, and it cuts our onion up just the way we want it.
Yeah, very small. Very good. And yeah, this is another recipe where we're going to have to gauge on exactly how much olive oil and how much red wine vinegar we're going to be using.
We don't use a lot of red wine vinegar. It's more of just to add that little bit of tartness.
Yeah.
That zing to it. it's more of the olive oil, and it depends on how much the beans soak up. So
Here,
I think this is probably enough onion in here. So we'll just wrap up this other piece and use it for another day. So as you can see, we've got a lot of foam here. So when you're cooking them, you just got to keep an eye on it, because you don't want to have that boil over all over your stove. You'll have a big mess. Now, Peter asked me, when you make regular beans, to take out some of the gas that is, that beans will form, is you could put a little bit, like a half a teaspoon of baking soda inside it. Usually with lima beans, it doesn't cause, at least for me, doesn't cause any excess gas. So, but sometimes that also helps with this foaming.
Right. So don't be afraid of the foaming. Just keep mixing. Make sure to cook them until they're pork tender. And that should be about 20-25 minutes, maybe.
Okay, I just gave these beans a quick straining.
Yep, it's been about 40 minutes. As you can see, the beans are nice. The fork tender
and very creamy. Actually, the pan, I'm going to show you. It almost looks like there were potatoes in here. See the bottom?
Yep. So we got ourselves fork tender beans. Now, what do we do?
All right, so I'm going to add some ground pepper. A little salt.
And now, is this like the potato salad where you gotta kind of work quick?
Because it's hot. You want it to absorb the flavors. So I'm going to put my olive oil. This is probably about a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. Okay. And you gently toss them. And we're going to add our...
You're not putting the red wine vinegar in yet?
Not yet.
We're going to add our mirepoix, which technically it is. Celery, carrots, and onion. I'm just going to mix that all together.
Look how pretty it looks.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, so the heat from the lima beans might tenderize the onions and maybe even the celery a little bit, but not the carrots. The carrots will still be kind of nice and crunchy. Yeah, and so lima beans are good in fiber, I'm sure.
And as you can see here, that it already absorbed all the olive oil. So I'm going to add just another little bit of olive oil. I like this cold or hot, warm or room temperature. So you can just make up your own mind of how you would like it.
Yeah, so then this is probably about 3/4 of a cup of olive oil. Honestly, put the half in and then judge it yourself if you need more.
And you just mix it very light, very gingerly.
Folding it in.
Very easy. Much, yeah. And I want to say maybe about 1/4 of a cup of red wine vinegar. And again, it's to your taste. Some people don't like vinegar. You don't have to put it in. Some people like it a little bit more of that bite to it. So then add it.
Yeah, and then this salad again is great for like a cookout. Something different that maybe not a lot of people have been eating. It's just an interesting, different twist.
And so that's it. That's a pound. Yeah. If you're doing it for a bigger crowd, you can do 2 pounds. You can put a little parsley on top or some parsley leaves just to make it pretty. But that's it.
That's it. Let's plate it and eat it. All right. So here's our lima bean salad. As you can see.
Here's the big bowl.
The big bowl. I want to make sure I don't get the big celery. Because whenever my mom cooks it or cuts up stuff, she always does There's always a big carrot, like with the soup. Anyways.
Yeah, or a big potato. That I always say. Then you won the prize.
Yeah, it's got a nice bite to it. With the
Creamy.
it's very creamy. Yeah. You got your onions, your carrots. Those are all good. Yeah, I mean it's just something different that you can do for like a salad. You know, I think there is a bean salad, right? There's a bean salad.
Three bean salad, a little different.
It's just one. It's different. It's, I guess, technically Italian, maybe. So, I have been Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
This has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.